welcome to lyluancake. I am Lee, your blueberry cupcake, and here to give you tingles down your spine, and here to brighten up your day or night. I am back after a long time. If you can tell, I'm in a different background. That's because I moved recently. I had a few different personal issues that I had to deal with. Anyways, I am very glad to be back with a new video. It's a little bit different. I will be doing a what's in my bag today, and I will be doing a Communist Manifesto summary. So the Communist Manifesto was intended as a statement of the Communist League, a German revolutionary group of which Marx and Engels were the leaders. It includes early versions of the concepts of Marx's Das Kapital. The Communist Manifesto was published in February 1848, months before most of Europe was in political turmoil. Youth for revolutionary groups, along with the urban dispossessed, set out barricades in many of Europe's capital, fighting for an end to political and economic oppression. Although the Communist League was itself apparently too disorganized to contribute much to the 1848 uprisings, the Communist Manifesto is a code to political action containing the famous command, "Workers of the world, unite." Marxist states, capitalism arose from feudalism. He says, the modern bourgeoisie society that has sprouted from the ruins of feudal society has not done away with class antagonisms. It has but established new classes, new conditions of oppression, new forms of struggle in place of the old ones. When the mode of production is changed, social relationships are changed. For example, in hunter-gatherer societies, the mode of food production was to provide for their communities, so class distinctions did not exist. Class system was created with the invention of farming, with abundance of food enough for farmers to sell to other people. This created class distinctions. The class that controlled the food supply. Thus, classes can be distinguished by the amount of control and ownership of the mode of production. Those who rule the economy control changes in society. The class that holds economic power holds social-political economic power and uses their wealth to maintain their wealth and oppress others. For example, in the Roman Empire, slaves were not allowed to hold property. In the feudal era, the means of production was owned by the crown, the aristocracy. Peasants could access land only by selling themselves in servitude to their landlords. During the 18th century, industrialization meant new modes of production, and peasant farmers could now work in factory work. Feudalism was now replaced with capitalism. Workers now sold their labor for a wage that is only a fraction of his total labor. The remaining capital goes to the bourgeoisie. The ruling class are constantly on the market searching for more capital and more workers, more markets. This is called global capitalism. Under capitalism, workers are commodities. So you work for your boss out of economic necessity for food, shelter, water. So you work most of your life until you become too disabled to work as your labor is deemed insufficient in increasing the ruling class's wealth. Under capitalism, there is also an increase in the division of labor. There are more steps required to produce something, and jobs become monotonous. There are now more workers than ever. The proletarian is a revolutionary class, and Marx states capitalists will soon realize they've created their own gravediggers. The proletarian is the gravediggers. Communists have the goal to abolish private property and assume political power. They do this by creating a global proletarian movement. Workers across the world unite to topple the bourgeoisie and redistribute wealth to everyone across society. That will be an individual or private capital. International proletarian solidarity is the key to revolutionary action. The Manifesto ends with a call for the proletariat or working class to come together. Invoking their famous rally cry, Marx and Engels says, "Working men of all countries unite." In order to usher in a fair and just communist society, 10 conditions must be met. 1. The exclusive right to land creates and perpetuates class distinctions. Therefore, all property in land and all rents of land shall be expropriated for public purposes. In order to ensure that wealth does not accumulate and concentrate at the top, a heavy progressive tax must be introduced. 3. Inheritance concentrates wealth into the hands of people who are already wealthy and thus cements class distinctions. Therefore, all rights of inheritance should be abolished. 4. Immigrants abroad have no use for their property in their native country. Therefore, we shall confiscate that property as well as the property of those who would undermine the rule of the proletariat. Credit institutions exist merely by virtue of their capital without making contributions to production. Therefore, the state will have an exclusive monopoly on credit by means of a national bank with state capital. 6. Freedom of movement is a right every citizen should enjoy and for which society is responsible. Thus, the centralization of transport will be put into the hands of the state. Much of our land remains underused. We should extend the instruments of production now owned by the state and use them to cultivate the wastelands and improve the soil. As it stands, the many work for the benefit of the few. Therefore, as everyone should be required to work. In addition, industrial armies, especially for agriculture, should be established. 9. Promote the gradual elimination of the distinctions between town and countryside by more equitably distributing the population. 10. Our lives are determined in part by the quality of our childhood. Therefore, education will be free in public schools, and children's factories shall be abolished in their current form. Therefore, class struggles, the exploitation of one class over another, are the motivating force behind our historical development. Class relationships are defined by one's relationship to the means of production. A revolutionary occurs when existing classes are no longer compatible with the developing forces of production, and a new class emerges as the ruling one. Overall, the history of mankind is defined by class struggle, and communists will unite the global proletariat to topple the bourgeoisie and seize the means of production to revolutionize it. And that is all for today's video. I hope that you enjoyed, and I hope I will see you in the next video. See ya.